got an interesting week ahead, particularly involving endometriosis. So I thought I would take you along with me while we do that. This week I am getting a colonoscopy. Oh, I'm like so nervous. I'm like oscillating between panicking and like it'll be fine. You can find me anywhere in between those two dots at any given time. So Monday I will be doing the prep. Thankfully it's not a liquid prep, it's like pills. So I'll take you along for that. Tuesday is the actual colonoscopy day. And then Wednesday, I'm going out to Long Island to meet with another surgeon, the one I found in a previous video, to discuss my case and see what they think, and I'll take you along for that too. I'm going to put together a little packet of my health information to take this week for my appointments so that it's easy for the providers to know what medications I'm on, what conditions I have, contacts of my other doctors in case of an emergency, things like that. I realized as I was filming, I was like, I probably look so ridiculous, like folding everything so perfectly. Like I need neat lines. There can't be any like creases or like seams folded over. And I remembered she has OCD, and now I kind of like it. Like I get satisfaction out of like all of my clothes being folded neatly and like fitting everywhere, but anxiety still does come up sometimes. So like I just folded Joey's shirt and one of the little seams was like folded over like this rather than flat like this, and I just kept folding and didn't fix it because I was like, I'm filming, I just want to move quickly. But I felt anxious and guilty about it. And I was like, what the fuck? And I remembered that I used to do that when I was younger. So like in school growing up, if I would fold the family's laundry, I would take so long because everything had to be folded perfectly, especially my parents' clothes. And if I didn't fold it perfectly, I would feel guilty that meant that I didn't love them. That meant I didn't love them enough. So I would take like an hour to fold a load of laundry. And I remember afterwards my mom being like, Michelle, you did such a good job. Like, how did you fold this so well? And I was like, I don't know, I just like it, you know? But she was mentally ill. So, yeah, that's what OCD can be like. Not like letting your intrusive thoughts win of like, I'm gonna cut my hair off today. Like, no, that's an impulsive thought, not an intrusive thought. So, okay, wait, so I thought of something else. So, pre-treatment Michelle, pre-diagnosis Michelle, what was my solution? Make sure you fold it even more perfectly. So that doesn't mean you don't love your family or something. Post-treatment, post-diagnosis, or I guess during, still in treatment, the approach with ERP is do the scary thing. So I did not fix Joey's shirt before I put it away. I felt myself starting to do it, and then I went, wait, why am I doing this? Because I want to relieve the anxiety that means I don't care enough about him. So the exposure is exposing myself to that fear of, yeah, maybe this means I don't care enough about him. I don't really have a way of like knowing for sure, even if I did fold it. And the response prevention is not fixing the fold. So here I am, sitting with that discomfort. I know it sounds ridiculous, and I know that it is ridiculous, and it still feels real in my body because that's how OCD works. It sends off the fire alarm about innocuous things, but they don't feel innocuous. So just a little midday homework in real time. And I thought of something else. If you or someone you know is struggling with intrusive thoughts, compulsive behaviors, really intense anxiety around things like this, and you think you might need help, there are so many amazing resources out there that I wish I had back then that I have now. So I will link them below, but a great one is the International OCD Foundation at iocdf.org. You can find a therapist in your area. So many incredible resources. They're hosting the OCD conference that we're going to next month. So much community, as well as, wait, can I do this? Oh. Hi, baby. Treat my OCD at nocd.com. I don't know. Just Google nocd and it'll come up. It's Saturday night, and this is turning into an OCD vlog, but I just caught myself with something called the backdoor spike, which is, how do I explain it? Basically, like when you notice that you're not anxious about something anymore that used to make you anxious, so then you get anxious because you're like, why aren't I anxious? Like something's wrong. And I was thinking about my colonoscopy on Tuesday, which I've been really nervous leading up to this point. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever, you know, it's fine. It's gonna happen, it'll probably be fine. Something might go wrong, but unlikely, you know, and I'm like, bye tell. I'm like willing to deal with that. And it'll probably be fine. And then I was like, why am I not freaking out? And then I started to freak out. So that's the backdoor spike. It's very common in people with anxiety and OCD who are in recovery and just experienced it. So I don't know. Everybody that I've heard from that's like had a colonoscopy has literally described it as nothing. Like, it's literally nothing. Like, you take a nap. Some people love it. They're like, I just want to keep, it's like the best nap of my life. Can it go any longer? So I'm just trying to keep that in mind and like remember how common colonoscopies are. They're like so routine. So I've been watching the Turning Point documentary on Netflix, the one that is about the Cold War, and is anyone else watching this? Because like these are a lot of things that like I remember learning in high school, obviously not everything, but just like hearing them now, I'm like, this is the world we live in. Like, not for me. Like, no, sorry. The world is awful. And watching it, I can't help but think, like, only men could do this, like, right? The whole thing is about old white men and their behavior and actions, so. Shit, I forgot to put this on. So, that's interesting and terrible. And an old white guy is gonna put a camera on my butt in 2 days, so that's cool. I actually love this stuff. It's so good. It's so good. It actually gets me an extra day out of my hair. Like normally I have to wash it every other day before it's like so greasy I can't deal, but this actually gets me to day 3. And I feel like I could go another half day, but I just don't because, nah, you know? So what a breath. I used to not be able to flip my head to dry my hair after my concussion. And it was just like one of those little things that like you would never think about, but it was like a moment every day or other day when I washed my hair of like, I can't do this normal thing without getting super dizzy, nauseous, headache, feeling like I'm gonna fall, blackout, just to like dry my hair. And it used to really get me down every day, or every time. So I feel extremely fortunate to be able to do that again, and every time I do it, I smile to myself. And I attribute that to vestibular therapy, like wholeheartedly. Vestibular therapy changed my life. So 10 out of 10 recommend. If you have a concussion and dizziness, or just like unexplained prolonged dizziness, it's worth trying because life-changing. Good night. Today's the day we prep. It is T-minus 30 minutes until I start the official colonoscopy prep. So if you don't like poop stuff, just skip ahead. I've been eating light all day. I just had some yogurt for breakfast and I made this like lemon rice soup yesterday. It's actually pretty good. So I'm just eating that and then I will start the pills at 1. I already have a stomachache. I'm already bloated. I have been constipated for 2 days and had blood in my stool this morning. So feeling really great about now making myself feel even more sick with the pills. But it also feels like good motivation of like, this is why I'm doing this in the first place, to get answers about it. So here goes. This is my first colonoscopy and first colonoscopy prep, and I'm so nervous. I do not want to be taking this at all. I hate taking any type of pills or medication in general, and this, I have to take 24 consecutive pills that I realized last night interact with one of my medications. So this is a really big exposure for me. My doctor said it was fine with the interaction, so I'm just fully facing my fears here and trying to embrace it. So at this point, I need to take one pill every 5 minutes with a few sips of water, every 5 minutes for 1 hour. And here I'm preparing to take my first pill. Mind you, I'm doing all of this while my super is 6 feet away fixing our fridge. So I'm just like full on panicking and just a hot mess in general. I am packing my bag for tomorrow and spiraling. I'm getting so nervous. I'm packing some honey pretzels. These are my favorite, like, go-to snack when I'm feeling nauseous or sick or, you know, just not good. So I'm gonna pack these for when I wake up. I'm sure they'll give me something like juice or whatever, but just for the ride home, I wanna have something salty and crunchy. And my regular medications, because the doctor advised to skip them in the morning and then just take them after the procedure, because I usually take them up during the time of the procedure. So I have my binder that I made over the weekend here. I have a notebook, a pen, a highlighter. Don't even know why I would need a highlighter, but so this is it. And then I'll just take like my wallet and stuff and my water, but I can't drink it in the morning, so. I'm so nervous. I'm about halfway through the first bottle. I'm really starting to resent the flavor of the lemonade. I just feel like, you know, I haven't had any activity yet. But I do tend to need to go when I'm anxious, like super anxious. So I don't know if that's what I'm feeling right now or if it's this or what. But yeah, I think the next one I'm just gonna do water. I did lemonade to try to get just a little extra sugar, salt, flavor. That way I'm not just like pounding water and depleting myself, but and I'm not having like Gatorade or an electrolyte drink because, oh god, I have to take my next pill. Hold on. Okay, stop timer. They're like so big for some reason. I don't know. Ugh. All right, let me start the next timer. Okay, so that was pill number 8. I need to take 12 in this hour. Almost done. We're 2/3 of the way done. Honestly, it's going really fast. I think because I've just been like running around doing stuff. I don't remember what I was saying. I'm just really anxious. I'm starting to like envision the parts that I'm most nervous about, which is when they put me under. My OCD is telling me like, what if, I'm sorry, this is so disturbing, but my brain is like, what if that's gonna be the last moment you're like alive and conscious, and the last thing you say to your partner, the last time you see your cats, the last words you say, the last thought you have. Like, my OCD is always attached to that kind of thing. Like, the last day of 6th grade, I would like go through all of these things. But now I'm fearing I might die. And I know I probably won't. Like, this is an extremely routine thing. But OCD doesn't care about that. So I'm gonna take a breath. And I'm going to acknowledge that I'm feeling very anxious right now. It's about 3:15. I have to drink this cup of water over the next 15 minutes. Notes that I would share. Probably best not to be working. That was a mistake. So I'm gonna bring my laptop into the bathroom. I wish I got a toilet cushion because my legs are numb. And don't be fooled into thinking that like, oh, you'll go and then you'll, you know, have some time to yourself and do stuff. You'll just be in and out of the bathroom. No. You go, you think you're done, you stand up and then you have to go again. So just bring everything that you think you need for the next, I don't know, 12 business hours into the bathroom. I'm 2 hours and 15 minutes in. It's 5:30. This is my dinner time. This lemon broth is really good. I don't know if I can link the recipe, but I'll link the cookbook I got it from. It's from Healthy Girl Kitchen by Danielle Brown. She's got amazing, easy vegan recipes. And this is her, I forget what it's called, but it's like Get Well soup. And it's lemon and vegetable, and I just skimmed the broth off for now, but so tasty, so easy. Having some broth and a tortilla. Tortillas, for some reason, have always been like my safe food if I'm like feeling sick or I don't have an appetite and need to eat. You know how like everybody says like the prep is the worst part, it's bad. It's definitely like intense. It's like they're not lying. But this is easier than my period, which like I was not expecting. I mean, the hard part is like when you have to like get up and run and you're like stuck in the bathroom because that's where you need to be. And I'm having a lot of like abdominal cramping, gurgling, bloating, you know, that kind of stuff. But like honestly, this is like a fraction of discomfort from my period. I can walk around. I can stand up straight. I can find comfort laying on my bed in between trips to the bathroom. I can think. I can move my body. These are all things I can't do when I'm on my period. So I'm just surprised by that realization of like, wow. I mean, I've only done half the prep. I have several more hours to go, so my opinions could change, but this is kind of where I'm at right now. And what is really difficult is the anxiety that I have. I'm just like afraid of dying tomorrow or like having an adverse reaction to the medication. But other than that, the anxiety is the worst part for me. More than the physical stuff. But something I'm using to comfort myself, which is like maybe a little bit of a compulsion, but also I think like beneficial. I know that's like a dicey thing to say in the OCD world, but I'm trying to adjust my mindset going into this. I found when I was going to take my tablet that I had to take one tablet every 5 minutes for an hour. And every time the timer went off to take one, I'd go, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, just feeling terrible. And it made me feel worse. And then I was like, hold up. Hold the phone. What if I instead reminded myself, like, oh, this is gonna help me. Like, yes, this is a good thing. Like, I'm so fortunate to be able to take this pill, and like, it's gonna help me clear my body so the doctor can see what they need to see tomorrow, so we can get answers, so I can feel better. So just that mindset shift has helped me a lot the past several hours of being more at peace with this process. Yes, the anxiety is still there, and it, you know, peaks sometimes, it goes away sometimes. But it's like, I'm doing this for myself, for my body and my health. And I'm really lucky to be able to do that. So, that's where I'm at. We'll see how the rest of the night goes.
Yes, everybody have gastritis. And he found
some food, and I put on the best movie of all time, and I thought I'd share some thoughts and reflections now that I'm home. Colonoscopy was not bad. I was so stressed for nothing, which I knew, but the anxiety was still real. So I just want to validate that for anybody who was going through anything similar. Truly, it was a pleasant experience. The prep sucked ass. Even though I didn't have the liquid prep, the pills still made me feel so nauseous and sick. But it was really like the hour and a half immediately after the pills that blew chunks, literally. And then after that, it was just like you needed to be near the bathroom, but it wasn't so bad. I didn't feel so terrible. But yeah, the actual colonoscopy itself, the staff was so nice and caring. I have like a big fear that they're not going to care and they're not going to be nice, and therefore something could go wrong and they won't care. But that was not the case at all. Everyone was so like kind. I'm really touched. And they were thorough. They asked all the questions I was worried they wouldn't ask, like about medications and conditions and things like that. They were very cognizant. I got so many bracelets for all my different issues. Anesthesiologist was great, and I just kept thanking him, and then the next thing I knew, I was waking up. I don't even remember falling asleep. I think I have like 2 memories in the recovery area before I really woke up of like playing with the oxygen mask. Like I think it had fallen out, which was a fear of mine, and I was putting it back in. And then one where the blood pressure cuff was going off and I was like moving because I hate that thing from the tilt table test. I'm not a blood pressure cuff girly. But then once I really woke up, I just immediately started bawling my eyes out. And it's funny because I was nervous that I would cry or be upset when I woke up, especially because my mom said she always cries when she wakes up from anesthesia. But it was a good cry, which I wasn't expecting. It actually felt, I was so relieved that it was over. And I just felt so good. The drugs make you feel good. I was comfortable in a bed with pillows and safe and alive. And the floodgates opened and the nurse came in and she was so cute. She was like, it's very normal to cry. Let it out. Like, girl, so cute. She brought me apple juice, which I was praying I would get apple juice because it's just so goddamn delicious. And I got Joey. I cried some more. I got changed and then waited to talk to the doctor. It was, honestly, I would do it again if I had to. It wasn't bad. The prep was the worst part, which is what everyone says. And I thought the anesthesia would be the worst part, but that was wonderful. So if you're nervous out there, I feel you. I am you. And it's not going to be that bad. It's going to be actually maybe not bad at all. The findings. I'm unwell. The doctor basically said it was hard to get the instruments in because there's so much blockage from endo. There's still that voice in my head that says it could be something else. Like, I know I have endo, but also do I? I don't know. But I will say this was extremely validating because I feel like I've been saying since talking to these doctors, like the pressure and pain and discomfort that I feel is often so centralized to the rectal area. And the fact that my gynecologist was like, yeah, we don't need a colorectal surgeon. I'm not worried that anything's there. Just like the other doctors I've mentioned it to, they're like, yeah, okay. And then it just felt like so like brushed off. But it's like he literally couldn't get in my colon because there was so much disease blocking it. So I just wanted to say, I know like everyone online always says like, you know your body best. Like, don't take no for an answer from doctors if like you really feel something's wrong and keep searching for answers, which I believe that, and I still doubted myself. And this was just like major validation of like, oh, I felt what was wrong in my body. I felt where something was wrong in my body and it was right. So it's just kind of an oh fuck moment, you know? But also I'm really thankful. Like, holy shit. Like, I'm just realizing, like, if I didn't keep going to different gynecologists every year and saying, please explain this, if I just, like, went to the same person year after year and they said, keep taking Advil, like, this would have just kept progressing. And, like, I don't know the status of my fertility, but, like, if you go long enough with this unchecked, that can make you infertile. Not to mention just like the pain and like the life that this takes from you. So it's a lot to process, but I'm very thankful we got these answers. I'm very thankful for all of the healthcare people that helped me today. God bless you. And I'll meet with the surgeon tomorrow.